Good morning, everybody. I hope your evening went well. It was another delightful evening here in Wichita, Kansas. Temperatures, we made it to 85 yesterday. We're supposed to get to 80, plus the next 2 days and into the 60s as the next cold front moves through. There wasn't a lot of news out overnight. Equities were down except for in China. China's managed to rally the last couple of days. Every other equity market has sold. So equities are down. They got hit hard yesterday. The selling that took place overnight was follow-through selling from the U.S.'s lead. So we might have a pause day in equities. I think there's one sell left in the United States, but if we don't take out the overnight session low, then light short covering could kick in. I think if equities do sell hard again today, it will support the Treasury market. I think if the equities manage to rally today, I don't think it'll have much impact at all on the markets because of the 10-year auction. Today's news is limited to crude inventories, called up plus 2.1. And in FOMC minutes. Now, Blackstone is saying second quarter of next year, Fed will start increasing rates after March of next year. Goldman is saying in the third quarter next summer. So FOMC minutes will be looked at for hints of when the Fed will start raising interest rates. I just think it's very, very difficult for the Fed to raise interest rates under any circumstances. Now they are cutting off quantitative easing, the direct or the overt stuff that everybody can read, but they still have the money supply gates wide open. So there's a lot of ways that they can do quantitative easing and without saying we're pumping $15 billion a month in or whatever the number happens to be. So quantitative easing is supposed to be over at the end of October or November. So the FOMC minutes will be important today, but they'll be released after the 10-year auction. So yesterday's auction took place at 29. The pattern has been for all three auctions to auction at a higher price. We'll play for that. So I've got support in our first buy, 29 to 25, playing for a little bit lower. If the E-mini starts to sell pretty hard this morning, we'll have to pay up. And if we can't crack the 28 area, we may have to be pretty nimble buying the 29s. On the sell side, really start to see selling above 4, so we'll make 3 to 7, sell 1, and then 11 to 15, sell 2. I think the treasuries are pointed higher. I think it's a lot of it's flight to quality. They see what's going on around the globe. They don't like what's happening. May not make you money, but you can sleep better at night if you're long treasuries. Own some bonds. Gives you some recourse if the worst happens. So I see a trading range, sellers 4 and above, buyers 28 and below, and we'll see how she plays out. If an auction were to sell, it would be this one, the 10-year to set up the 30-year. So we'll have to pay attention to that, what happens when we get to support or perceived support in this case. Okay, the 30-year is showing a little more weakness than the 10-year, so perhaps some liquidation in the knob spread. Looking at this, you can see the last rotate down stopped at 40.03. Got a low of 10. We've got a B right here, so let's make 5 to 9 buy 1. And we'll make 29 to 01 buy 2. Has not been hard to hit our number of 2 points up or down in the bond. If we can't crack the 8 area, then I don't think it's going to be too hard to get back up to 24, 28. We're currently at 14. Last rotate stopped at 18. We got a V period high at 21, T period high at 25, and we have the overnight session high at 29. We're currently at 14, so 19 to 23 will be sell 1. Pretty damn aggressive. and 27 to 31, which is where we'd like to get short, would be at the S2 level. Okay, gold is up overnight, saying that we might get a little more selling out of stocks this morning. The most usual occurrence after a heavy trend day is a pause day, so be playing for that. We left yesterday's gold market, had a 15 to 18 seller, 22 to 25. We make it to 20, so not much in the way of a sell. We had our buy 5 to 7, didn't get close, 10 held. We knew that was a possibility right in here based on the close. So we thought they'd get a little bit lower, get down into this 5 to 7, but right off the opening 9 held. And that's probably because of the weakness in the stock market late. So 2022 is sell 1, 25, 27, sell 2. On the buy side, we got some pretty good support down here in this 11 to 13 area. So we're at 16, 17. We got a single print here at 15. So 13 to 15 will be buy 1. That is very, very aggressive. And then 8 to 10 will be buy 2. Take your setups, trade per the rules, and you'll do just fine. And that's all you can control as a trader. Just whether you follow your rules. Nothing, you can't control the market, you can't control the news, you can't control anything, but you can control your, whether you trade your methodology or not. Most of us think that we're really a lot more disciplined than we are. Every time we get close to putting on trade, there's so many ifs, ands, and buts that this might work, that might work. I mean, who really knows? Gosh, will this trade work? Should I be taking it now? I wish I had a little more information. There is no answer to any of that when you're in a trade. You just have to follow your methodology and do what the methodology says. Okay, 88.50 to 75 is resistance. We had follow-through selling last night. The market is weak. That tells us that no one thinks the Iraqi crude oil is in jeopardy. We get mixed reports out of the battle with ISIS. Some days they say only 3 bombs were dropped last night. And some days, like late yesterday, they said the U.S. had really stepped up the bombing in that Kurdish city that was about to be overrun by the ISIS or ISIL. And so, I mean, we just don't know. But I'm just absolutely amazed that there aren't lines of bombed out, burned up tankers between northern Syria and Turkey, which is where the crude oil is, the refined crude oil or gasoline is moved to sell. Somebody always makes money profiteering off a war. They're called war profiteers. They've been with us from day one of wars. Somebody's got to do it, right? So 50 to 75 is our first buy. Excuse me, our first buy is 88 to 75. And then 25 to 50 for buy 2. So 88.50 to 75 is sell 1. Very aggressive. But that is the structure. Then 89, 89 and a quarter. Sell 2 on the buy side. 87.75 to 88. Buy 1, 87.25 to 50. Buy 2. I like the short side of crude better than I do the long because of increased supply and weakening economies around the globe. The euro, we had a 26.90 to 127 sell last night. It was the trade. Market didn't break though. We had a 50 to 60. Yeah, it seems a little high. We had a 20. Our buy number 2 is 25 to 30. We had a sell 1 and a buy number 2, which worked out. So buy number 2 caught the bottom edge, and sell number 1, which is what you'd expect. So we're at 53 right now. So we're going to have a sell at 75 to 85, and then 127, 127.10. Lots of rumors about Germany starting to break or pull away from the EU because they can no longer afford to prop it up. Presents a lot of problems for Germany because Germany has profited off of free and easy credit to the rest of the EU members and moving their cars. So as usual, the taxpayers will subsidize whoever loses when the contraction begins. And they will subsidize the great Mercedes car sales over the years by propping up those banks and lending institutions that made it possible for Mercedes to move as many cars as they did down south. Taxpayers always pick up the bill. They always have. They always will. It's just the way that it is. We empower people that over time attract the unaccountable with a tilt towards lining their own pockets. The corruption that we see these days, the backdoor deals are, I mean, they're just rampant. And they like it that way. That'd be a good, I guess Janis Joplin was a hit in the Pigs Nation song, "Oh Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes-Benz?" You're dating yourself, Fitz. So here we are. We've got this single print at 35. We're at 33, so this 34, 36 is going to be sell 1. It is aggressive. And then our 39 to 41 will be sell 2. No news to drive it. I think there's one short left. I'm not sure that we can get this 2-letter ledge that's holding over here at 22.23. This market has made us pay up early to get in, so this 24.26 will be buy 1, and then 19 to 21 will be buy 2. I'm anticipating a pause day, so probably a pretty good resistance starting at 40, some resistance at 35, picking up this single print right here, and this low right over here. Getting stops above that, I think, is probably the first play. And so that's what we're looking at. So we have a P followed by another little P right now. So we should be able to at least get stops above 35. And that's where the spill was. So I like the short side once. If we can't break or take out the overnight low, we can get long in anticipation of short covering. Okay, it'll take at least 15 minutes to get everything up and posted. Yeah, did I get that wrong? Or did something jump when I moved it? The 35 area, we'll put a question mark right here. Think about getting short right here, but we'd like to do the 39 to 41. And perhaps 43 to 40, say 44, 45 after that. And something happened on this, and I moved my price scales jumped all over. I think it was 34, 35, 36. preferred area would be 39 to 40, and then 25, 27, and then we'll make it 20, 22. Let them go below 20 and test it. I think when I split it, I jumped at the crayon locks in on the screen, not underneath it. Okay, it'll take at least 15 minutes to get everything up and running. I'll go do that right now. I'll see you as soon as I can. Looking for a trading range with an up bias in the note. And well, they're already whacking it pretty good right now, so maybe they're telling us the E-mini is going to rally a little bit. So 24 to 28 is where I have support. We'll see if that holds up later.